From McClatchy newspapers, despite calls on Capitol Hill for major defense budget cuts, and as President Obama announces new austerity measures for the nation, the Pentagon is set to unveil the largest budget in its history, driven by an expanding list of what defines national security. Defense Secretary Robert Gates said his proposed $553 billion budget, quote, represents, in my view, the minimum level of defense spending that is necessary, given the complex and unpredictable array of security challenges the United States faces around the globe. Those challenges now include pandemic diseases, piracy, human trafficking, rising oceans, national debt, education, cyber warfare, the wars on terrorism, and traditional state-to-state threats.
In addition to cyber and other threats clearly tied to foreign intelligence services, unauthorized disclosures of sensitive and classified U.S. government information also pose substantial challenges. Perhaps the most blatant example, of course, is the unauthorized downloading of classified documents subsequently released by WikiLeaks, which you've already addressed. From an intelligence perspective, these disclosures have clearly been very damaging.
But defense analysts, budget experts, and some members of Congress take a more jaundiced view, saying that the insistence that the U.S. fund a military poised to address every type of possible threat not only thwarts efforts to control the deficit, but also makes it difficult to set priorities on what threats the nation really faces. Christopher Preble, the Director for Foreign Policy Studies at the Libertarian Cato Institute, says, quote, the strategy doesn't drive the budget, it's the other way around. What you have is an existing force structure and then Washington trying to figure out how to use it. Pentagon planning documents show the extent of the problem. Experts said the list of threats the military cites has never been so expansive. Such a boost would mark the 14th year in a row that Pentagon spending has increased despite the reduced presence in Iraq. In dollar terms, Pentagon spending has more than doubled in 10 years. Even adjusted for inflation, the Defense Department budget has risen 65% over the past decade. The Obama administration has shown no interest, however, in narrowing the definition of national security. Admiral Mike Mullen, without irony, added a new national security threat in an August interview with CNN. He said, quote, the most significant threat to our national security is our debt, because it could threaten future military spending.